A bitter pill to swallow.
Taste! Oh, reveal thy... Everyone hold hands! Shadow Raven!
Wait. Huh? No. Whatever. Book learning alone is not enough to cultivate intelligence. All those scholars in the academia are prime examples. Wait. Huh? No. Whatever. Too slow.
Remember the first time we came here? We even brought up, and when we told her that Rex Lapis had been assassinated, she immediately threatened to squash Liyue Harbor. Paimon thought she'd be impossible to get along with. We probably don't need to bring any offerings now that we've gotten to know her pretty well, right? Still, Paimon's got... Huh? Traveler? Whoa. What a pretty lady. Is she also here to visit Cloud Retainer? Yeah, you're right. All takes us one look and you can tell she's someone special. As expected of that bird lady, really. Okay, but if we're both friends of Cloud Retainer, then we're basically friends by association, right? Want to go up to her and say hello? Helping you make more connections is a part of Paimon's job as your reliable guide. Paimon... Paimon is... Paimon doesn't think we've met, but we're also friends of Cloud Retainer. May we have the
You two... What is this tomfoolery? Has this shift in form so clouded your eyes that you no longer recognize one anymore?
Wait, you're... Huh? You're the illuminated bird? But you look... human!
Oh, donning human form is scarcely any test of one's abilities. As for your confusion, one merely had no reason to indulge such inclinations before.
So, you're in...
Well, one has made plans to pay a visit to some disciples at Liyue Harbor. Taking on a human form...
You? Worrying about keeping a low profile? You're the one who likes to pop up out of nowhere all over the place. In fact, Paimon can think of several examples. Hey, didn't we agree not to bring that up unless she asked?
Oh? So you have taken care to follow the proper rules...
What?
One has never found oneself lacking in basic comforts. On the contrary, it is the gesture that one values above all else. So long...
That kinda makes Paimon feel a little guilty for trying to keep them for herself. Anyway, where were we before you reminded Paimon about the gifts? Ah, right. So by...
One planned to extend the invitation even if you had not raised the matter yourself. Shanhun got... However, one would first inquire as to the reason behind your visit here. You have cause to...
Yeah, we just found ourselves missing you and wanted to see how you were doing. We were hoping you'd tell us one of your stories.
If there are no urgent matters at hand, then let us make haste for Liyue Harbor. Ganyu is likely still working at UA...
Sounds great! Then let's all go to Liyue Harbor!
Ganyu has been quite busy with work as of late. Shanaha has also secured employment recently. In her correspondence with me, she wrote that she shall have no need to return for the foreseeable future.
We're almost at Weihai Pavilion. Hey, do you think Ganyu will be shocked to see Cloud Retainer like this? Guess we have no idea if Shenhe and Ganyu have ever seen her in this form before. Wait, where did she go? Why are you just standing there, Cloud Retainer?
Quietly now. One shall stay here. You two.
But why?
If one were to proudly proclaim one's presence, Ganyu would surely profess herself otherwise unoccupied and drop everything to attend to one's visit. One does not wish to trouble her. Conversing vicariously via you two shall suffice. Do remember to—
Fair enough. Makes sense. All right then.
Cloud Retainer?
Oh,
Oh, busted.
Is that lady someone you know, Ms. Gan? She is indeed. I'm sorry, Huixin, but could we delay the upcoming meeting for a little bit?
Oh, not to worry, Miss Ganyu. I'll make the necessary.
Thank you, Huixin.
It's been a while, Ganyu.
Greetings. What brings you here today? And Cloud Retainer, too. It's been quite—
you are quite mistaken. One is not acquainted with this Cloud Retainer.
Huh?
Seems she's not buying it.
That was but a simple test. One did not expect you to be able to.
But recognizing you is, my responsibility.
An apt observation. One was simply passing by while attending to some important business. One thought it would only be fitting to pay.
Wait, Paimon wasn't aware of any important. Cloud Retainer's right. We've still got something super important.
Oh, is that so? But
One simply desired to see you and had no intention of interrupting your work. A quick conversation should suffice for today.
I understand.
While one acknowledges the amount of work that you have to deal with every day, one must also remind you to rest. Though Adepti blood flows through your veins, it still makes one nostalgic to see you as you are now, respected and independent. When you were young, you often—
Cloud Retainer!
If you insist. We are running short on time regardless, so one will refrain from going into each and every story.
Wow, you've been to so many new places since the last time we spoke. If you ever need anything, please just also, forgive me for my presumptuousness, Cloud Retainer, but if you plan to continue—
A human name? Huh. You raise a valid point.
You really think so? Not that you're.
You presume to know the extent of one's illustrious achievements. One would hardly think such a thing to be possible. Nevertheless, Ganyu's advice cannot be ignored.
Canyon?
I assume that's a reference to the full record of an Adeptus of years past would rise with the clouds and rest with the moon. They were in
Oh, that sounds super cool! Paimon feels like only the most powerful of Adepti.
Actually, those lines were originally written to describe—
Huh? Wait, so you're really that
And what of it? Did you truly take one to be nothing more than a—
Not exactly.
To be fair, Cloud Retainer rarely speaks of her past accomplishments. The tales of her past— It is said that once, a long, long time ago, there was a severe drought in Liyue. Left with no choice. Although I did not live through such tragedy, simply reading about it is enough to gain a visceral under— On top of the drought, a noxious gas also began to spread through the land. If not for Cloud Retainer's efforts, the books had this to say about what happened. Upon arrival, the Adeptus borrowed the wind to retain the clouds. Immediately, the clouds gathered together, and abundant rain burst forth.
Wow. That's incredible.
Mortal records add embellishments to dramatize past events. One did merely with one ought. And even if—
Even so, you stopped an entire drought! Can you really control the weather like the book said? Oh, Paimon suddenly has a lot more respect.
How laughable. A name is but a simple label we carry.
That's a relief. In that case,
Well, that is quite enough ancient history for now. Ganyu, have you had word from Shenhe? One has heard that she procured a moreover,
that?
There is no cause for concern. Wanmin Restaurant's business has...
I see. Now, it is...
Huh?
Can that...
You may return to your work, Ganyu. One shall see to this
Of course, Cloud Retainer. Please take care. Traveler, Paimon, I'll see you some other time.
See you around, Ganyu! Whew. Paimon was pretty quick on the uptake there, don't you think? Important business to attend to, Paimon realized that you were just looking to cut the conversation short and not take too much of Ganyu's time. Is Paimon right?
No, in fact, it was not an excuse. One is indeed visiting Liyue Harbor for an important purpose.
Wait, for real?
The moment is not yet upon us. Still, the truth will be revealed to you in time.
Huh. She really seems to be playing up the whole mysterious Adeptus thing right now. Is it because we just heard that cool story about her powers?
You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem. Relax. There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever. Relax. You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem. There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence. There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever. There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence. Relax. There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever. Relax. There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence. There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever. Relax. You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem. Relax. There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever. There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence. There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever. You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem. Relax. There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence. Relax.
Let me tell you how it is.
There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever. Relax. You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem.
Let me tell you how it is. A toast to our success. Made another handsome sum today. Listen, let me tell you how it is. Come and see these rare and precious curios.
Relax.
A toast to our success. Made another handsome sum today. Oh there. Come and see these rare and precious. Let me tell you how it is. A toast to our success. Made another handsome sum today.
There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence.
A toast to our success.
You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem. There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever. Relax. There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence. There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever. There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence. You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem. There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever. Relax.
Listen, let me tell you how it is.
There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence. Relax.
Let me tell you how it is. Listen.
Relax. There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever.
Let me tell you how it
You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem.
Let me tell you how.
There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence. Relax.
Listen. Let me tell you how it is.
There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever. Relax. There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence. Relax. There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever. Relax. There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence. You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem. There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever. You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem. Relax. There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence. Relax. There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever. You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem. There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever.
Listen, let me tell you how it is.
Relax.
Come and see these rare and precious curios. Made another handsome sum today? Listen, let me tell you how it is. A toast to our success. Oh there, come and see these rare and precious curios.
You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem.
Let me tell you how it is.
Relax. There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence. Relax. There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever. Relax. Relax. You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem. Relax. There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever.
Listen, let me tell you how it is. Oh there, come and see these rare and precious curios.
Relax. There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence. Relax. You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem. There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence. You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem. There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence. Relax. There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever. Relax.
Let me tell you how it is.
You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem.
Listen, let me tell you how it
Relax.
Let me tell you how it is. Listen, let me tell you how it is.
Relax.
Listen, let me tell you how it is.
There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever.
Listen, let me tell you how it is. Listen, let me
There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence.
Oh there. Come and see these rare and precious curios.
Relax.
A toast to our success. Made another handsome sum today. Oh there. Come.
There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever.
Tell you how it is. A toast to our success.
Relax.
Made another handsome sum today. Oh there. Listen. Come and see. Let me tell you how it is. A toast to our success. Made another handsome sum today. Listen, come. Let me tell you how it is. Precious curios.
You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem.
A toast to our success. Listen, let me tell you how it is. Oh there. Come and see these rare and precious curios. A toast to our success.
There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever.
Let me tell you how it is. Oh there. Come and see these rare and precious curios. A toast to our success. Made another handsome sum today. Listen, let me tell you how it is. Oh there. Come and see these rare and precious curios.
Relax.
Handsome sum today.
There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence. There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever.
Listen, let me tell you how it is. Oh there. A toast to our success. Precious curios.
You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem.
Listen, let me tell you how it is. Come and see these rare and precious curios. Listen, let me tell you how it is.
There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence.
Let me tell you how
Relax. There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever.
Listen, let me tell you how
You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem. Relax. There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence. You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem. Relax. There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence.
Let me tell you how it
Relax.
Listen, let me tell you how it is. Listen, let me tell you how it is.
You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem.
Listen, let me tell you how it is.
Relax. There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence.
Listen, let me tell you how it is.
You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem.
Listen, let me tell you how
Relax. There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence.
Come and see these rare and precious curios.
Relax.
Listen, let me tell you how it is.
There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever.
Listen, let me tell you how it is. Come and see these rare and precious curios.
Relax. There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence.
Listen, let me tell you how it is. A toast to our success.
Relax.
Listen, let me tell you how it is. Precious curios. A toast to our success. Ain't another handsome sum today?
There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever. Relax. You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem.
Listen, let me tell you how it is. Made another handsome sum today. A toast to our success. Come and see these rare and precious curios. Listen.
There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence.
Handsome sum today. A toast to our success. Oh there. Come and see these rare and precious curios. Listen, let me tell you how it is. Made another handsome sum today. To our success. Oh there. Come and see these rare and precious curios.
Relax.
Made another handsome sum today. A toast to our success. Oh there. Come and see these rare and precious curios. Listen, let me tell you how it is. A toast to our success. Made another handsome sum today.
You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem.
Listen, let me tell you how it is. A toast made another to our success. Oh there. Come and see these rare and precious curios. Let me tell you how it is. Made another handsome sum today. Our success. Oh there. Come and see these rare and precious curios.
Relax.
Listen, let me tell you how it is. A toast to our success. Made another handsome sum
There's no
today.
such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever.
Precious curios. Listen, let me tell you how it is. A toast to our success. Made another handsome sum today. Oh there. Come and see these rare and precious curios.
You think I've got a sharp tongue?
A toast
I just tell it like it is.
success.
If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem.
Made another handsome sum today. Oh there. Come and see these rare and precious curios.
There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever.
Ain't another handsome sum today? Come and see these rare and precious curios. A toast.
Relax.
Listen, let me tell you how it is. Ain't another handsome sum today? Listen, let me tell you how it is.
There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence.
Listen,
Relax. You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem. There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence. Relax. Relax. You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem. There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence.
Listen, let me tell you how it is.
Relax.
Listen, let me tell you how it
You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem.
Listen, let me tell you how it
Relax.
Let me tell you how it
There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever.
Listen, let me tell you how it
Relax.
Listen, let me tell you how it Listen, let me tell you how it
Relax.
Listen, let me tell you how
There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence. Relax.
Listen, let me tell you how it
There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever. Relax. 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 There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence. Relax. There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow on forever. Relax. There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence.
A toast to our success.
Relax.
Precious curios. Listen, let me tell you how it is. Made another handsome sum today. To our success. Come and see these rare and precious curios. Listen, let me tell you how it is. Made another handsome sum today.
You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it,
To our
maybe that's their problem.
Oh there. Come and see these rare and let me tell you how it is.
Relax.
Made another handsome sum today. A toast to our success. Oh there. Come and see these rare and precious. Let me tell you how it is. Made another handsome sum today. To our success. Adventurer, you can last a round against me.
Relax.
Let me tell you how it is. Made another handsome sum today. To our success.
You get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, how can I not? Not even fine food is enough to distract from the presence of a.
Oh, I'm far more interested in getting her details than ordering.
You do it!
No. I think you should. Wait,
What can I get for you today?
Greetings, miss. I was just wondering if you'd be willing to.
What would you like to order?
2 servings of more meat to go. Good chat. Bye.
Welcome. It's been a while. May I take your order?
Don't welcome us as guests and greet us as old friends in the same line. It's weird.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and
This is...
Master?
One does not recall ever revealing this form to you before. How were you able to...
I've trained and lived with Master for more than 10 years.
You...
Is something the matter, Master?
Hardly. One simply learned of your employment from your letter and came to check on you.
And check out the great food, too.
Indeed. It's almost lunchtime. My apologies. I'm still on the clock and...
Well, if it isn't the traveler in Paimon, the lunch rush isn't in yet, Shenhe. So I've got things covered for. Go ahead, sit down and enjoy some time with your friends. I'll let you know if.
Thank you, Chef Mao.
It is just as one expected. Still, the work here entails dealing with quite a varied group of people. Has this been difficult for you, Shenhe?
It's been manageable so far. I sometimes run into strange people, but I have figured out a way to deal with them.
Seems like you've been making progress.
First, I tried to talk sense.
Oh, a sensible plan. One is gladdened to see you integrate so well into human society.
And you, Master? How have you been?
Simply marvelous.
I see. Just as expected of Master. I have missed Master quite a bit too.
Whoa.
By the way...
Indeed. She is similarly...
Ganyu told us this...
I see.
Oh?
Is that a problem,
No, not a problem. One was simply caught off guard. But no matter. Please, proceed. One is most curious to see how much of one's own conversational prowess you possess.
Master once participated in a race against Mooncarver. After in response, it was a mechanical vehicle made out of iron. What was it called again?
Oh, you refer to the bicyclical Thunderflashmobile. It boggles. Alas, the one flaw of my mechanism lay in its weakness against mountainous terrain. One was thwarted mere seconds from victory, when it was thrown off course and failed to make it across...
Master, that was the end of that story.
Is that so? With you gone, one has seldom felt the desire to call up...
Have you been lonely, Master?
Lonely? At one's age, entire human generations come and go in the blink of 'tis a most foreign sentiment. The mere mention of it is preposterous. What is the reason for that look upon your...
It's nothing. It's just... Well, Paimon gained a lot of respect for you after listening to that story of you summoning the rain and everything. I was just a little bit confused. Which one of the...
To me, they are both, Master. One is the Master that's widely revered by the people.
One finds oneself exalted yet again with sweet words of praise and flattery of a most extravagant nature. You chose to exalt one with your words, yet you refuse to grade. This is not to say that your words paint an inaccurate picture. One has always lived by a single ideal. Eschew all action and abide by no rule. One does as one pleases and speaks as one pleases.
She got like, what, 2 sentences of flattery from her disciple? And it's as if her ego is about...
Do you have any empty tables?
Hey there, could we get another fish stew?
I'm hearing more guests come in. I should get back to work.
All right, good luck with the lunchtime. So much yummy food! Paimon's gonna feast!
One is fond of all kinds of delicacies and delights in a multitude of flavors. The dishes here demonstrate no shortage of culinary skill. Their unique flavor profile has left one more than satisfied. In fact, one has been struck by quite the fit of inspiration. One has already begun to
Everything's so tasty! A bit too hot at times, but still...
I'm sorry, miss, but our tables are full.
Shall we try somewhere else, Granny? But it smells so delightful. Can we really not eat here?
Well, you could always check with some of the other guests and see if anyone's happy to share.
Okay, I'll ask around. Excuse me. Would you mind letting us share a table with you?
Well, Paimon doesn't mind. What about you guys?
Great! Thanks so much. My name is Shuyu.
Granny?
Yep. Is there something wrong?
No, Paimon's just a bit surprised.
Yeah. A lot of people compliment Granny on her youthful looks, but she's... Granny? Why don't
don't you take a seat? Come on, it's not.
Huh. Have we met before?
No.
Tis a fated meeting, then. Please, take a seat.
What would you like to eat, Granny? I can order for you.
I want braised earthworms. They always pop up out of the ground after a rainstorm.
No, not this again. Granny, there's no braised earthworms on the menu.
Braised earthworms? Well, that sounds weird. Right, that's what Paimon was thinking. Need any help?
Help? Oh, do you mean with Granny? Thanks, that's nice of you to offer. Granny has pretty bad dementia, so her memory's getting worse all the time. She's always saying things that... Actually, her memory's been bad ever since I was little. But it's gotten so bad lately that I even have to remind her who I am every morning. They died young. But it's okay. Don't feel bad. Granny loves me a lot, and I love her a lot too. Sure, it's hard at times, but you just gotta make the best of the life you've got.
Wow, you're really...
You're too kind.
And me? Oh, what about...
You're tough too, Granny. Plus, you're really gentle, and you're always there for me.
Yes, and it's hardly as if I forget everything. I still remember the important things. Wait, what was that really important thing? Ah, I remember now. It was a dream. I had a dream where everything was dark. Someone...
Huh? That sounds super important. But how come you've never told me about it before?
It was just a dream, so I forgot about it. You know, I believe I've had this...
Wait, so you have a reoccurring dream where someone's talking to you? That sounds spooky. Does that mean you're possessed?
Unlikely. Her eyes are clear and her breathing remains calm and level.
Are you sure?
Who do you take me for? Is one not an adept? Am I not an expert?
Huh, you're right. Paimon almost forgot you're the expert. In that case, do you still...
Not anymore. Although, I have a sense that she...
A younger version of...
This is just getting weirder and weirder. What is going on here?
As one said, fate must have brought us together.
Are you sure?
Paimon's Paimon.
Just Shenyun is fine.
Thank you all so much for offering to help. But first...
Oh, we don't need any payment for this.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But Miss Shenyun, all we have to go off is that dream.
That is elementary. Since her dreams portray her younger self, then we shall retrace the steps of her youth. Once we have revisited those places, her
Sounds like a plan. So, Granny, do you...
Why, of course I do. The heavens above.
Okay, taking that as...
I might have... Once, when I was really little, my dad told me that Granny used to be a martial artist heroine. If it's true, then maybe they wrote about it in the history books or something.
A martial arts heroine? Oh! Shincho knows tons about Liyue's chivalry.
Are you leaving already? But I'm still hungry.
I'll go order some food, Granny. If there's nothing on the menu you especially want, I'll just get a few different things.
It seems we must part ways for now. The Traveler and Paimon are bound for the Feiyun Commerce Guild, while Yuendai and Shuyu shall remain here and partake of their lunch. As for myself, I have matters to discuss with Streetward
Rambler?
Precisely. Let us meet at Yujing Terrace once you are ready.
The food is unbelievable.
Eat to your heart's content.
Quit following me. Squall and fury. The wind rises. Quit following me.
Huh. It's you two.
Shincho! Great, we found you!
That's not a whole lot of information to go on. I can't pinpoint her identity from your description alone. But considering her age...
Nameless heroine?
That's right. The novels often speak of a great drought from 50 years ago. As the people suffered, a nameless heroine appeared and began to clear away. All they knew was that she always acted alone. Later, though, she supposedly fell in love with a similarly noble-minded exorcist from Mount Tianheng. They were well after the drought ended. The heroine and the exorcist left the public eye and began living a reclusive... The way this nameless heroine faded from fame into obscurity later in life is...
Thanks a lot, Xingqiu. We knew it'd be worth talking.
It's nothing at all. Just something I came across while reading. I did do a bit of extra...
Well, Paimon still thinks that's super cool. Oh, wait. Xingqiu, if you've read up on her...
Let me think. In the novels, the nameless heroine always appeared near one of 3 places. Perhaps the real-life heroine who inspired the character was also often seen near those 3 places. That would explain why those locations appear... You're welcome. To be honest, I found some parts of the story confusing when I first came across it. It's rare for a chivalric hero to fade into obscurity during their lifetime. Even after, I've never understood why someone would go to such...
We'll be sure to tell you if we manage to uncover the truth.
That's a deal. Perhaps, behind the truth of it all, there lies a story more fantastical than any work...
Paimon feels like we just learned so much from Xingqiu. A drought, a nameless heroine, a life of seclusion. Wait, why does the story sound super familiar? Oh, right! There's a drought in this story, too!
Well, they used to be. But people have long... So while droughts do happen from time to time, they are rarely regarded as true disasters. The crops withered, the streams ran dry, and the monsters in the mountains became rabid and agitated. Countless caravans were attacked, and people who lost their homes came...
That sounds awful!
Yeah, and that's exactly why the nameless heroine was so beloved. Still, as terrible as that drought was, it was nothing compared to the truly They say that back in those days, disasters were both more severe and more common. Only the strongest of adept. Do you have any other questions?
We're good for now. We're just going to head back and meet up with Miss Xianyan and the other. Paimon hopes that Granny Yuendai will be able to remember more of her past. She used to be... Anyway, we'll be off now. See you some other time, Xingqiu.
It's no problem at all.
I have recorded the tune that you requested. I hope it will be of help to you.
Oh, thank you. Straightward, Ping, what has amused you so?
Oh, it's no serious matter. I was just reminiscing about the last time I saw you in this form. Time has wrought such change in this world, and yet you appear just the same as ever.
Time has little bearing on one's existence, nor has one keenly felt its effects whilst dwelling at Mount Outsong. Nevertheless, Ping, one would like to seek your counsel on a personal matter.
Oh, why so formal all of a sudden?
Well, approximately how much more would one need to afford a comfortable life in the
It does not require as much as you may think.
Cloud Retainer, Madam Ping! What did you...
Nothing save for some trivial matters.
Xingqiu has a theory, but let's save it for when Chuyu and Miss Yuan...
Do not be troubled, young lady.
Thank you so much.
What do you think, Chuyu? Does it match up with what you know of your granny?
According to the story, the nameless heroine eventually fell in love with an exorcist from Mount Tianheng. I don't have many memories of him, But there was this one time I found a box in her attic full of a bunch of weird sigils. I think so too. Granny might remember something once she's returned to a familiar place.
What marvelous tea. It's as if I was taking a stroll in the mountains.
Is that so? Then please drink as much as you like. There's no need to hurry.
Thank you.
Okay, since we have the time, sure thing. What would you... I have a secret I want to tell you. Let's go talk over there.
Too slow.
What's wrong? Well, I've been kind of meaning to ask ever since we started talking.
Oh! About that.
Well, you guys just seem super special. Plus, I think I might have heard Miss
Oh, must have been a slip of the tongue. Xianyun, since you were the one who, misspoke.
One is indeed an adeptus.
Huh? I knew it. Well, one time when I was a little kid, I saw a pure white illuminated crane. I had this super high fever, and Granny wasn't around. I was feeling all icky and gross. She put me on her back and flew me to her cool adeptus house and fed me some sort of magic potion. When I woke up, I was already back in my bed, and I really wanted to thank her, but I was too sleepy to stay awake. So, I just kind of wanted to ask if me...
A pure white illuminated crane? The only two we've ever met are blue and white and black and brown. Have you ever met one that's pure white, Cloud Retainer?
Never has one met an adeptus with such features. One surmises such a
That's weird. Was it real? Well, even if it was just in my head, it doesn't matter that much anyway. All I really want is to help.
Leave it to us! Now that we know the 3 locations, we just need to visit them one by. Let's go to Wangshu Inn first!
Okay, I'll go get...
Wangshu Inn.
Do you remember this place,
Yes. The fish here is very delicious. And I believe I used to have a room here. It had a window. Yes.
I'll come with.
Paimon's still having some trouble understanding what she's talking about, but if she's so familiar with this place... Whoa! Shao! What are you doing here all of a...
I sensed a non-human presence and decided to If you're here, then there's likely no trouble afoot. It's been a while, Cloud Retainer. I see you have returned to... I have indeed. I fought alongside her in this form on...
Oh, wow! What was she like during the war? Oh, wait, let Paimon take a guess. Was it anything like this?
Behold, the glory of one's newest invention, the Bang Bang Continuous Fire Mechanism. Hands up.
An impressive imitation.
Paimon knows her all too well.
Even so, Cloud Retainer was not always as ostentatious as you describe. You may be unaware, the Archon War reached its peak after Guizhong's death. The Cloud Retainer who fought beside me in those devastating battles was taciturn and solemn, only speaking when she
A Cloud Retainer who barely talks? Paimon can't picture it. But what happened after that? If you were so powerful and...
Once one had bid farewell to the world of mortals. When dwelling between mountain and forest, away from the struggles and troubles of the mortal world, a mortal form is hardly...
After the war, Cloud Retainer retired to Mount Outsong, only revealing herself to the occasional... Although I do... There was an occasion some 30-odd years ago, when she...
One believes there is little need to relive bygone...
Granny, are you okay?
Perhaps this conversation should end here. Should you encounter any trouble, you need only call my name. However, given...
Everyone! I think Granny is finally beginning to remember her past.
Slowly now, calm your mind and recount what has been recalled.
A long time ago, I stayed here.
Huh. So what Shinto said was true! You did—
I don't remember. I'm very sorry, but I can't even remember the name of my illness. I was confined to my room in Wangshu Inn, where I spent many days unconscious. I'd come to every once in a while and stare at them. One day, I met a traveling merchant. Upon hearing of my illness, he sold me a bottle of soul revitalized. He told me that the pills were concocted using Adepti blood and could be used to alleviate my symptoms. Sure enough, I made a full recovery.
Wait, but if your illness remained dormant for several decades, are you saying that what you're going through now is just and it was all thanks to the pills that you managed to keep the symptoms in check?
I'm sorry, I don't.
Hey, you're not useless. You've done so much for me. Watch me grow up.
Oh, fret not, dear child. Granny was just a...
The recovery of a person's memories is a gradual process. Finding pieces of one's past is always superior to not finding any.
Next location. Next location. Oh, there isn't really a landmark there, so where should we start? Oh, after all, if she was there for any length of time, then she would have stayed somewhere, right?
Quit following me.
Whoa, why are there so many treasure hoarders here? Guess it's time to round up some bad guys.
Becomes the hunted.
Do you remember anything about—
Let me think. I feel like... But I don't think I stayed here too long.
Got it. That's okay. There are still plenty of us.
Wait a second. If I remember Go on, take some. You need to eat a lot if you want to grow big and strong.
Oh, thank you. Then Paimon will help herself.
Quit following me. The wind rises.
Paimon sees an abandoned house. Why don't we take a break over there?
This place...
Did you remember something, Granny?
I remember. Sure, it was a moonless night. I had been injured, so your grandpa was supporting me. We fled together with some being in the fog behind us in hot pursuit. I had exhausted my strength when the labor pains came on, so we took refuge in this house. I remember that night. I remember falling to I alone am the source of this sin. Punish me as you wish for
sin. Oh,
I don't know. I don't remember. I only remember praying in the dark. Eventually, The house was filled with the sound of my baby's first cries. That baby was your father.
My dad?
He was my pride and joy. And so are you, Shuyu. But you're always going to be different from me.
I don't care what you might have done, Granny. You'll always be the person I love.
You're too sweet, Shuyu. I'm lucky to have you with me. If not for you, All right. Let's not stand around any longer.
If one recalls correctly, the next place should be Qingyu Peak. You and I, how fares your health?
I may be a bit slow, but I'll do my best to keep up. I'm sorry to keep everyone waiting.
Climb on. I shall carry you to the top. Oh, such lightness of weight.
We're finally here. Does this place feel familiar to you?
Let me see. How strange. Have I... When we were at Wangshu Inn and the abandoned house earlier, though I couldn't remember everything, I still felt a sense of familiar. But here, I don't have that feeling. Perhaps I did come here in the past, but it just didn't leave a strong impression.
But did the stories get it wrong then? Yeah, that's true. But they're also the only thing we have to go off of. Paimon was hoping this place would jog Granny Yuendai's memory just like the others.
I'm sorry to disappoint you too.
It's all right. We're not going to give up yet. We'll figure something else out. Just you wait.
Thank you. If only I could remember. Huh? That way. What's that mountain?
Oh, let Paimon look! Huh? Isn't that Mount Outsang? Looks like we've come full circle.
Mount Outsang. Mount Outsang.
Granny, are you okay? Don't push yourself, Granny. It's okay if you can't remember.
Mount Outsang,
Mount Outsang holds some familiar...
It does, but
Are you feeling unwell?
My head... It feels all heavy.
Cloud... Miss Xianyun, is there anything you can do?
Let us go to Mount Outsang.
But...
Fret not. All will be well. You and I, you have already given more than enough to the You may leave the rest to me. I've prepared something that can aid you in suppressing the fear in your heart and restoring your lost...
Wait, really? When did you...
I never leave anything to chance. Here, this is it.
Huh? But isn't this the mechanism that you were tinkering with?
Precisely. A recent one at that. It periodically releases a soft breeze, which when paired with a gentle adeptal tune, can help the soothing agitation and anxiety, relieving exhaustion and insomnia.
Oh, what a cool gadget! But we could have come to Mount Outsang right off the bat and saved time.
How preposterous. Had Yuendai not recalled much of her past through her own... We Adepti can only help those who first resolve to help themselves. Had she lacked such determination and strength of...
Paimon thinks she gets it now.
As previously mentioned, a gentle adeptal tune is required to take full advantage of the mechanism.
Oh, Paimon can feel what you mean. Paimon...
And you Yuendai, Is the mechanism helping you to relax? It appears she has already succumbed to the depths of reverie.
The drought is over. But why do you look like you want to cry?
The potion. It's nearly run its course.
I've never regretted meeting you. Not even for a second.
Please. Please, no. Have you forgotten? This is the world you left behind. One of gentle breeze and morning dew, perfectly straddled betwixt the realms of heaven and earth. This is your home. This is where you belong. You should have never left. The you of the past, the me from not that long ago.
So that is the truth. No wonder this place is so familiar.
Granny! Granny, are you...
Cloud Retainer.
Your memories have
Wait, did you just call her by her full... You already knew each other?
Yes.
Granny, please don't cry.
Oh, don't worry, my dear child. I'm so sorry, everyone. You've gone to so... It's all come back to me now. The most important thing.
One can sense the guilt that now plagues your conscience. Reclaiming a truth long buried is sure to come with a myriad of...
No, it's okay. Shuyu, everyone, I cannot thank you enough.
Please, Granny, don't force yourself. What happened in the past doesn't matter.
I know, dear child. My feelings for you are some time ago. I made it.
Is this the sin that you mentioned in enjoying cars?
I am, in truth, not a human being. My real form, one that I held for... I spent many, many years living on Mount Outsong, bathing in the soft breeze and drinking the sweet dew of the mountains. At some point, I somehow gained wisdom and sentience. The Lord of the Mountain, Cloud Retainer, became... Though she never took me on as a formal disciple, I always saw her as my master. Whenever she took out her tools, I even contemplated completing my training and becoming an adeptus in my own right. I followed her teachings, and time gradually passed us by.
50 years ago?
That's right. Master regaled me with many stories of her past deeds. She was the one I looked up to the most. More than anything, I dreamt of becoming an adeptus like her. I wanted to travel, but I was still far from being a real adeptus. I possessed no ability to take on human form and fit in with the crowd. Once she learned of my she warned me that the potion's effects would only last 10 years, and if I were to fail to return to my original form at the end of that time, I would forever forget my past as a crane.
Oh no. So that was the source...
Was it because of...
Indeed, I fell in love. Though he was human, he had spent his entire life training on Mount Tianheng. Although clumsy and impulsive as he was, you'd think he was the real strange bird among the two of us. But still, just like me, he cared deeply about the... I could not help but fall for him. But my time continued to tick away.
Oh no.
I committed an offense. I wanted to stay with him, even if it meant living a life full of pain and suffering. I knew I had betrayed Master's hopes, but I was too ashamed to face her. So I wrote her a long letter instead and asked someone to leave it outside.
I was convinced that she would not support my decision, and I lacked the courage to speak to her face to face. In my shame, I fled, but that was only the beginning of my troubles. I began to suffer from a strange illness. My memories became hazy and confused, and I could no longer keep myself awake. Along with my memories as a crane, I soon forgot the true cause of my suffering as well. I knew only that I had committed a... Looking back, I was beyond lucky to have come across that traveling merchant at Wangshu Inn. It was such a fortunate coincidence that we were there.
Granny! What's wrong?
Coincidence? Why did I ever think it was a coincidence? Master, don't...
Human custom would dictate the conferral of gifts to be in order when one's progeny is wedded, would it not?
So when I tried to conceal my name and mistakes from the world and hide myself away in perpetuity...
One still remembers when you were but a fledgling. You possessed a certain fondness for a particular game. You would hide your... One found you with such ease every time. 'Tis a truth most evident. One always recognizes...
Wait! Paimon's so, Cloud Retainer, you found Yuendai again? But...
Perhaps it is... One was furious upon receiving your letter. Seized with anger, one set out to bring you to your senses. Skyward! Skyward! In truth, one had more than a few misgivings about your chosen partner. As an exorcist, but soon, one came to appreciate the devotion he bestowed upon you during your illness. Unwilling to begrudge someone of such character, one wishing to grant you a life without regrets, one gathered many divine ingredients and used one's own As for how to deliver the medicine, after much contemplation, one eventually decided to... One took great care to alter one's features and select the appropriate attire. Only after meticulous... As one expected, you were most ignorant of one's true identity. One was quite torn. Should one have celebrated the success... Skyward! Scatter! Skyward! Skyward! Scatter! Nevertheless, one would speak to you about another matter, if you are amenable. Even considering your loss of memory, one was simply flabbergasted that you could so easily forget the consequences of consuming medicine infused with adeptal blood. Its proclivity to attract monsters is hardly that complicated of a concept to remember. To think that you tried to travel while weak from sickness and heavy with child. Had one not intervened to clear the fog, all of you would have been lost during the night. Skyward! Scatter! Make way for the Adeptus! Skyward! Scatter! Skyward! Scatter! Those monsters would hardly have pursued you with such ferocity without sufficient incentive. Sad godly remains. One was, after all, an active participant in the Archon War. Some of the in the end, one was relieved to see you endure through the night. At the break of dawn, one heard an infant's cry pierce through the air, and one saw you to see you happy. Now you should have a complete understanding of the events.
Wait, but if that's true, then the crane who took care of me when I was sick must also be...
Ah, one had almost neglected to recount the absurdities of that tale. Just as you and I troubled one with her antics, so did you give one. Upon finding you burning with fever, one made plans to bring you back to one's abode for treatment. However, upon seeing when one asked you why, apparently you believed that one could not possibly be a true adept. One had no choice but to apply powder to one's body to conceal the variegated nature of one's appearance. You became more than amenable enough when... It bears mentioning, however, that as a crane, you and I was nearly entirely pure white in color. Though you had never encountered her in that form, you still recognize... Perhaps fate brought you two to... Now all has... One owes you an apology, you and I. One has always viewed you as a disciple of equal standing with Ganyu and Shenhe. Indeed, one wished to bring your story to a satisfactory end. Still, one could not reveal your identity right away. Had one simply informed you of all you had lost, memories are most meaningful when recalled by those who lived through them. Would you not agree?
Master, I must ask. If you found me all those years ago, why did you leave me be, even though you knew about...
One has never regarded your action as a mistake. When it is time for one's progeny to leave the nest, it is the responsibility of an elder to let them fly free. Yet, when your wings grow, 'tis a refuge referred to by many a name in mortal writing. Home, nest. One speaks, of course, of a place not unlike one's own abode. One's disciples are free to come and go as they wish, yet the door remains forever open to those who wish to return.
Thank you.
You and I. One expects you too have sensed the rapid... 40 years ago, you chose a path without a future. Though one used one's own blood to provide you with a few decades of... Even the power of an adeptus has its limits. Had your condition continued to deteriorate, you would have forgotten your life as a human entirely. Fortunately, you were able to avoid that scenario by reclaiming your memories. Though one sped the process along by providing some...
So... what?
One will help her reclaim her original form as a wild crane. If it be fated...
She's gotta go back to being a regular crane, huh?
Master, you've already done... I don't know how I could possibly repay your kindness. This is a better result than...
Granny? Please don't leave, okay? You're all I...
Don't be sad, dear child. Granny has led a wonderful life. My own, don't forget to eat well, okay? A growing young lady like yourself needs lots of good food to grow big and strong.
I promise, Granny.
Good girl. Good girl. Don't worry. It's not goodbye forever. Granny's gonna become the most formidable. I won't stop until I can turn into a human without having to rely on anything but my own power.
Good.
That's a good girl. Even though we won't see each other for a little while, as long as...
I'll eat well, Granny. I promise. And I'll...
That's a good girl. Then I'm so sorry, Master.
You.
Let her be. At her age, tears are a necessary part of maturation. Now that the issue has been resolved, you should also take a moment to relax.
I always believed we would see each other again, that our days of separation would finally end, and all my troubles would be behind me. If only things could stay this way forever.
A nightmare? Curious. If you're relaxed, shouldn't your dreams be pleasant?
It was a good dream. It's just...
You weren't ready to wake up. Eloquent as one may be, words of comfort are not one's strong suit. You are doing all you can. One can see your strength of will, your fearlessness in the face of danger. And so, whatever your dream may be, one believes that you shall achieve it. Of course, whenever the perils you face overwhelm you, or you become weary, one is always here for you. After all, as an elder, it is only right to look out for the young ones.
talking to you. Paimon had a dream about eating grilled chicken.
Madam Adeptus?
Oh, Shuyu, you're awake.
I feel a little better. Madam Adeptus, could I, ask you something?
Oh. And have you reasons for this sudden...
I know Granny thought what she did back then was wrong. She felt really... But without that mistake, even though Granny lost her memories, she never forgot to show me how much she loved me. So I could become a cool Adeptus like you and help a whole bunch of people, just like Granny wanted to do.
Upon some reflection, one supposes you are no mere mortal. The fact that Yuendai's blood flows through your veins is proof enough of that. If this is...
Thank you so much, Madam Adeptus. No,
Shuyu, are you... Paimon's gonna let you in on a little secret. We've seen Cloud Retainer's 2 other disciples, and they pretty much eat nothing but bitter herbs like chin-chin and violet grass. If you join them, you'll never enjoy Wanmin Restaurant's delicious cooking ever again.
How utterly preposterous. Every individual must find their own path to enlightenment, so long as one retains a pureness of spirit.
Well, you say that, but Paimon's not seeing any tasty treats up here now, is she?
Although Mount Outsong is rich in natural beauty, its location does preclude That is precisely why one plans to relocate to Liyue Harbor. Shuyu shall have the honor of becoming one's first disciple in the...
Whoa! You're leaving Mount Outsong?
One has never concerned oneself with the location of one's residence. Yet in the end, all of one's disciples ended up in Liyue Harbor. Ganyu, Shenhe, Yuendai. They all chose a life among the more... One has reflected on this fact for many years now. One can only assume that it is due to some failing on one's part as an elder or master. A failing, perhaps, of recognizing what it was they truly wanted. One is most curious. Why are you all so silent?
Paimon is, just a bit shocked, that's all. So, does this mean we can grab a meal together in Liyue Harbor sometime?
One has precious little time to squander. However, one will be assuming the identity of a human while residing in Liyue Harbor.
Don't worry, we'll help you keep it a secret. So, when can we expect to start seeing...
Perhaps in 2 days' time. One has some matters to see to before one's departure. One has already picked out a handsome property near Chuhu Rock. 'Tis no small purchase, but what...
Seems like you've really thought of everything. Then how about we meet up in Liyue Harbor?
A sensible plan. Oh, also, why don't you take this Suspense Somnium mechanism as a souvenir? Anytime you should feel ill at ease in the future.
Awesome! Thanks, Hey, didn't we promise Shincho that we'd tell him what we found out? Should we make a trip to the Feiyun Commerce Guild? It's totally up to you.
The wind rises.
Your concerns are excessive and unfounded. This is but a simple collection of ordinary valuables. Such intense
In what way are any of these ordinary? Every single item here could be worth more than everything I own combined. I simply can't risk shelling out that kind of mora without proper scrutiny. I have to be careful. Yes.
We're here, Clow. Miss Shenyan, what are you guys arguing about?
Ah, perfect timing. This ignoramus is questioning the authenticity of my wares. I'll have you know, these items have remained untouched in my personal collection for several hundred years. To question their legitimacy is pure folly.
Several hundred years?
Indeed. They're family heirlooms, you see, passed down over many generations, as families are wont to do.
Yep, they've definitely been around a while. We can vouch for her on that one.
Hear that? Had I not found myself in need of Mora, I would scarcely have had the heart to part with them. Indeed, you should consider it an honor to even have the opportunity to behold them with your own eyes. Doubt their authenticity any further, and I may just decide to take them to another buyer.
Whoa! Please don't go! I apologize for any insult, miss. You see, I know full well that I lack the knowledge to judge the true worth of these items.
An expert, you say? Very well. I will wait for a little while longer, then. Traveler, Paimon.
Master! Oh, it's you two again.
Shiryu! You got a new outfit! It looks...
Master made it for me.
Huh? You know how to make clothes?
Do I know how to make clothes? With the support of the prop...
Master, I brought in most of my stuff. There's a few boxes left, but they're kind of heavy, so I just left them outside.
Fret not. I shall help you move them into your room.
Actually, I should probably, sort through my stuff a bit first. Everything's kind of...
It appears my young apprentice has her own fair share of secrets. Now, this expert you mentioned, when can we...
Soon. Here, allow me to make some introductions. This is Mr. Zhongli, a well-respected consultant at Wangshang Funeral Parlor and an expert in all manner... Mr. Zhongli, this is Miss Shen Yun. She's the one who's looking to sell the collection of valuables I mentioned earlier.
If it isn't Miss Shen Yun. It has been quite some time since...
Indeed, most serendipitous.
Quite well, thank you. I was fortunate enough over the past few days to enjoy both a stroll in the mountains and a fresh brew of tea from the most recent...
So you...
Indeed. How fortunate we are that fate has brought us together again. If you are otherwise unaware, allow me to inform you that Miss Shenyun is a well-regarded collector and appraiser. She is well-versed in all fields, and...
You are too kind, Mr. Zhongli. True collectors pride themselves on their wealth of knowledge and eye for detail.
Why, you flatter me, Miss Shenyun.
Not at all, Mr. Zhongli.
While I am loath to butt into this you two already knew each other, and you seem to have quite a cordial relationship.
A preposterous accusation! The heavens themselves would collapse before we would conspire to—
Miss Shenyun speaks the truth. Contracts are built on honesty and trust. If that proves to be beyond your capabilities in this instance—
Say no more. Let us depart.
I jest! What fool would still harbor doubts after Mr. Zhongli? I deeply apologize for doubting you. So, Mr. Zhongli, could you please give me a final verdict on the value of these items?
There is no cause for concern. They are indeed rare and precious valuables. Take this mechanism, for instance. Though one may not immediately perceive its purpose, its structure and appearance are exquisite enough to merit it a place in any fine home. The same can be said for this one here. Few could hope to possess an item that so perfectly blends mechanical wonder with geometric grace. I am sure you have heard from your travels that the study of mechanisms is among the most wondrous arts in this world. With that in mind...
All right. Since I hired you as my consultant, Mr. Zhang, then in that case, Miss Shenyun, I'll take the lot. However, since the final sum is quite large...
The Northland Bank? Huh. Oh, you refer to the fiduciary...
I fear people only use the term bank nowadays. In that case, I'll be off for...
My friends, have you been doing well?
We've been great! How about you? Paimon didn't know you were such a...
My days have been quite pleasant as well. I had been quietly enjoying a cup of tea. As for you, Miss Shenyun, I presume you must be...
I must say, the name Shenyun sounds exceedingly strange coming from you. Perhaps you could dispense of that...
Whatever for. Am I not addressing you as a friend should?
Well... Alas, refer to me however you will. After all, a name exists.
It would seem that you have gained many valuable insights so far.
One has indeed. One's previous stays were all brief. Now that one has made up one's mind to move, and this city is much changed.
Not unlike the ocean tides, so too shall the movement of people ebb and flow. From turmoil to peace, enlightenment to aspiration.
All right, that's enough reflection for one day. No need to get all sentimental.
You make a valid point, Paimon. Now that the sale has concluded, what say one plays the host as we try some specialty dishes together?
Perhaps you have forgotten, Cloud Retainer, but I once tried my hand at that dish. You were at the table on that occasion, so...
Oh? What occasion?
It was a reunion between friends several centuries ago. Alas, you must have been too preoccupied to secure yourself a portion. Or perhaps a...
Hardly. 'Twas most certainly out of consideration for the others in attendance. In but a moment. It is settled then. Bamboo shoot soup, mora meat, crab roe tofu, triple layered. One has already passed word to Shenhe and Ganyu to make a reservation. It is prime time for them to meet one's newest disciple.
It should be a most splendid occasion.
Shu Yu, come now, it is time to dine. Ah, this gentleman over here is Mr. Zhang.
A humble employee of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor.
Nice to meet you too, Mr. Zhengli.
That should be everyone, right?
Sounds good. Actually, Master, have you ever tried Adeptus' temptation? I heard it's impossible to stop eating after even just one.
That sounds rather implausible. Although with the right preparation,
Huh? Why are you all walking so fast? Hey, wait for Paimon! Hey, wait up!
Ad Astra. I am sorry. Ad Astra. Thank you for
Relax. Behold!
Stabilize!
Huh? I'm going in!
Squall and Fury!
Cry louder! The wind rises.
Squall and Fury! eyes!
Behold! Quit following me.
Solidified!
Let's light it up! Everybody stand back! We'll see about that!
The wind rises.